All right, this just in on CBS Sports HQ. We're 3 months removed from those serious leg injuries in the single car accident out in Los Angeles where Tiger Woods, of course, crashed a vehicle. Familiar routine, we're talking about getting back to rehab, but this one a little bit different for the 15-time major champion. Sharing it for his first time in an interview since February's crash, saying, quote, more painful than anything I've ever experienced. Went on, of course, with that interview with Golf Digest, saying my physical therapy has been keeping me busy. I do have my routine every day and focus on my number one golf right now, walking on my own, taking it one step at a time. All right, let's bring in our Doug Bell to break this all down. And Doug, when we hear that, of course, Tiger not so much focused on playing at a high level, but more so being able to walk and get back into physical condition. Your reactions to hearing that?
Well, it was an interesting article. I did not take it as a negative at all. I took it as a positive that he is moving forward. And I think we all realized how difficult a rehabilitation process this was going to be, especially for a golfer whose legs and lower body are so important to the golf swing. But number one, after the accident happened, and now subsequently, as we've gone through this and we've seen pictures, we know that he's progressing. We hear from golfers, Justin Thomas and Ricky Fowler and Rory McIlroy, who all live down in the Jupiter area, and they spend time with Tiger. They have lunch with Tiger. I mean, they're friends, and they have all conveyed to us in the media that Tiger is doing well. And golf is really on the back burner for now. I do think, though, Brandon, it's positive. Steve Stricker, the captain of the Ryder Cup team, last week at the PGA Championship, I spoke with him, and he wants Tiger to be part of the team in a captain's role. And Tiger said, listen, if I'm physically able, I will be there to help in any way I can. So again, interesting article. I'm glad it came out because we want to know more about the great Tiger Woods, but I don't take it as a negative at all. I take it only as a positive. He is progressing. It is a slow progress, but of course that's what we expected after that horrific car accident.
Yeah, before that, of course, he was recovering from his fifth back procedure there, which was in December. Of course, the accident taking place in February. When you think about Tiger trying to get back, he's been through these long recoveries before, but once he's able to get on the course, how can that kind of affect his swing a little bit, his power that we've seen him kind of build over the years? When you see that at the point where he is now, how can that affect his game?
Brandon, great question, and only time will tell. Now, here's a guy who's come back from spinal fusion, which is incredible to think about that. A golfer has come back and his swing looked terrific. It took him a little while, but then he won the Tour Championship and then the Masters in 2018 and 19, respectively, and that seemed impossible at the time. He's come back from multiple knee injuries, all sorts of injuries with his legs, fractured bones back at the U.S. Open. That was back in 2008. So this guy knows how to come back, and I have no doubt in my mind that he will come back and he will figure out a way. But you're right, especially that right leg being broken and so damaged so significantly. It will be a rehab process. It'll be a build back of the swing that he's never experienced. And here's a guy who's rebuilt his swing 4 or 5 times in his career. It's going to be tough, Brandon. It really is. But I really believe in my heart that what happened last week with Phil Mickelson winning at 50 and doing that incredible thing last week at Kiowa, I think that has inspired Tiger Woods even more. This guy's he's the biggest competitor other than Michael Jordan I've ever covered in my life. And I have no question in my mind that he does want to come back and will come back. We just have to be patient. We want him to come back tomorrow, Brandon, but obviously that's not going to happen for a long time.
And there you see it, of course, the Tiger tweet congratulating Phil there on the PGA Championship, getting it done at 50. So yeah, let's keep it in our minds. Tiger is 45, so within that 5-year window, it's possible for him to come back and win another major. Let's just say, looking ahead here, if we're looking at the calendar, possibly not anytime soon. But when do you think ideal? Is it this season or next year when we might see him at the top of his game and back out on the tour?
Boy, Brandon, that's again a difficult question to answer. You know, here we are. We've had 6 major championships in this super season of golf. He obviously is not involved. So are we talking 2022? Could we be talking about a return to the Masters in 2022? I think that's possible. I really do. I think a year from now, the Masters in April 2022 could be the return. And Brandon, what a great storyline would that be? Now, he hasn't told anybody this, but I know he's a guy, he's a goal setter and always has been. And I think he knows, even though in this article he says it's a painful rehab, He wants to walk first, get the cart before the horse, and then he'll worry about golf. But I think in his mind, he does want to come back, and he wants to come back to the place that he's had the most success. He wants to come back to a place that he loves so dearly. He wants to go back to a place where he hugged his children as he walked off the green there in the 72nd hole in 2019. To answer your question, and again, this is only going from my heart, I think Tiger, it would be great to see him back at the Masters in 2022.
As you mentioned there, of course, the motivation with Phil. He has it right there in his home with little Charlie as well. So you can bet that 2022 might be the landing spot for the big cat there back of the tour. All right, Doug Bell, as always, appreciate your time tapping in on that news with Tiger Woods there, making his way back. Don't forget, the conversation continues. The First Cut podcast, Kyle Porter and the guys breaking it down as we get close to the Charles Schwab Challenge, where Daniel Berger returned as the champion there, also paired with Lefty along with others, and Jordan Spieth back in Texas. Last 2 times, top 10 finishes, not to mention his first win in quite some time. Download and listen to the guys there.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.